So I never know where to like set up my camera for like a good place, and it's a little bit bright in here, but I was like, I'm too tired to figure out a different location. So oh my gosh, this is terrible for your eyes, but it feels so good. Oh man, it is. I know it feels sunny out from where I'm sitting, but it's gloomy today. It's raining and it's supposed to like thunderstorm all afternoon, and so I just feel like I could take a long nap, and I might after I'm done filming this. Welcome back to our channel. Super glad you're here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Stick around for the end of this video because we have a really fun announcement that we're going to be addressing at the end of this video. We are prepping for a very big project on our house that we are tackling all by ourselves. So I'm excited to tell everybody like what we're doing and kind of the process. That'll be a different video, but we are announcing in this video what we are doing to our house. So I am 21 weeks. Now I officially feel like, okay, so I made it halfway, and now we're in those like weeks where it's like the time starts to drag on a little bit. But in the same sense, I feel like it starts to hit you how little time you have left. And so I think I've started to feel like, especially as the weather shifts, like it's getting warmer outside, there's lots of like spring showers, and I'm like, this is a summer baby. So like if we're in spring, that means like next season my newborn will be here, and I think I'm starting to feel the pressure and the weight of that a little bit. Like I just have a lot I wanted to get done, and there's a lot we want to do. It's interesting because it's dragging on a little bit now, but then at the same time it's like, oh gosh, no, like make it stop. And I think that maybe with your first kid, or at least this is my experience with my first kid, I just wanted him to be here. I couldn't wait. And then my second kid, kind of the same feeling, but this time I just feel like there's a little bit more fear involved with balancing three, and I'm just trying to soak up every moment beforehand, and I'm trying to, I guess, like embrace the simpleness now, because there are a lot of days it just doesn't even feel simple. And so I'm like, how are we gonna add another baby to this? And so I'm okay to take my time. I'm okay for it to drag on a little bit. My shirt needs to be readjusted. So another thing I this week have started finding myself thinking about is birth. I really haven't thought a ton about birth because I'm going with the same hospital like third time around, and there's just like not a whole lot to think about when you've done it before. However, with Ezra, I almost didn't have time for an epidural, and I ended up getting it, but I kind of regret getting it because I ended up having a spinal headache from him, and I just didn't feel very good. Like my head hurt so bad, my neck hurt. I still have like between the shoulder pain. Like, I don't know, his epidural, they had to replace it like twice, and that was a little bit scary for me. Mine with Zeke was like a flawless epidural, but I don't know, I just feel like this time, if I could make it to an 8 centimeters dilated without an epidural, I feel like I can do it. And so I'm just starting to think about those things and kind of researching my right as a patient at a hospital. Obviously I want to be respectful, and I want to respect the hospital's policies and what they are legally allowed to do, but at the same time I want to know my rights, because both times I've gone in, it's like you check in and then they immediately chain you to the bed. That sounds bad. They put the monitors on you, they get you in the IV, and like I want to know if I can prolong that at all, and just move around the room more and just kind of be able to deal with the pain of labor on my feet. And I just want to try that this time and see if it helps, because I know that for me, whenever I get chained to that bed, that's like you're basically signing up for an epidural, because it's so painful to just sit there with those contractions and not be able to move or feel like you can even, like every time I moved, the monitors would like fall off my belly, and then they had to come in and replace them, and it was just, I don't know, I feel like the stress kind of goes up when you have to get into that bed. So I'm starting to think about those things a little bit. If you know of any tips or any specific things that you feel like I should know, or even if you know of a video that's really helpful that somebody's talked about that kind of stuff, go ahead and link it below and just share experiences and stuff in the comments, because I would love to know just other people's experiences with hospital births with no epidural. I've had 2 epidurals now, so sometimes I can't picture it any other way. I wouldn't necessarily say I had bad experiences. I just feel like Ezra's, my second son, was a little bit worse than the first, and so I just hesitate to I'm like worried it's gonna be even worse, I guess, if that makes sense. Anyway, starting to think about those things. Comment below if you have any tips or stories you want to share, because I would love to read them. So then I'm going to go to my Ovia app, and then I'm also going to be using the Flo app this week. I had a subscriber recommend the Flo app, and so I'm curious what that app will say, if it will differ from the Ovia app at all. So here's the Ovia app, and I always wait to look at it until I'm filming, just so it's like new information, because it's just fun. Okay, so I'm 21 weeks in 1 day today. I turned 21 weeks yesterday on Wednesday. There's the hand. Oh gosh, that's getting big. There's the foot. It's the size of a baby bok choy, which I really don't think I've ever bought before. And then it's starting to look like a real baby, which it has for a few weeks, but it's just like cute to see. 21 weeks pregnant. Baby boy is starting to produce meconium, the substance that will make up his first poop, and his skin is wrinkled before it expands and smooths out as he gets baby fat. Your appetite is going to be huge, and surging hormones could cause bloody gums. Neither of those things are true for me right now, but maybe it's just waiting to hit. My appetite has actually not been very good. It's been low, and I've not had bloody gums yet. How is baby boy? The baby fat is especially important for baby boy's development, both because the fats in his system directly fuel his brain's development, and because it's one of the biggest components of baby boy's ability to regulate his own temperature once he's born. He's about 10.5 inches long, the size of a bok choy, and weighs almost 3/4 of a pound. He does look like a miniature person at this point, a significant improvement from the microscopic ball of cells that he was just nearly 20 weeks ago. How is mom? Just like baby boy, you're growing too. Those backaches are probably going to persist, so try staying active and drink plenty of water. You might have noticed or be beginning to notice odd dental problems like bleeding or sore gums, a perfectly natural side effect caused by your wacky hormones. Your increased blood flow reaches everywhere, after all, even your mouth, which can lead to sore and swollen gums and leave you more vulnerable than usual to infection. It also can lead to sore bleeding gums when you brush or floss. It says that you're also going to be super hungry by now, and it's important to eat enough, but try to mainly keep yourself to healthy foods. It's important not to let the weight gain get out of control, or else you could start developing varicose veins, especially if you have a family history of them. And you'll have a more difficult time losing the weight after giving birth. Okay, that's it this week. So just 2 things, the gums and the appetite, which I'm not really experiencing either of those. I haven't weighed myself this week, but I don't know. I don't feel like I've put on a crazy amount of weight. I know that I haven't, like last week I hadn't gained anything yet, but that's just because I don't need to. Now I'm going to open the Flo app. Oh, this one looks cool. So a lot of the things on the Ovia app are like cartoony, and they don't look like realistic. From the looks of this app, it looks like it's going to look like a realistic baby, which is kind of, to me, that's kind of cool, because obviously a cartoon baby looks cute, but it's like, if you can really actually picture the baby, it's like, that's crazy. Sometimes it doesn't hit me that there's like a human being growing inside of me right now. It's just funny to me. I feel like the 3rd time, it's just like my brain is not checked in, and I think it's just because I'm taking care of 2 other kiddos. Oh, I don't like this. So I downloaded the app and it's making me, so I get a 30-day free trial, but then it's $39.99 a year, which is $3.34 a month, or 1 month for $8. I don't know if I want to do that, because I always forget to cancel, and I don't want to pay for this. So, sorry person who suggested that. I don't feel like I want to do that. I do want to find a different app though. So again, if there's a different app that's like a pregnancy app that is really good, that does not cost money, let me know, because I'd love to try different ones and see different things. Because like, for instance, this week, none of those symptoms even apply to me, which is fine. I'm thankful to not be having bleeding gums and crazy raging appetite, but you know, I still feel like there's other things happening this week that I'd love to know about, especially with like the development of the actual baby. So I want to kind of talk about my symptoms right now. My biggest symptoms lately have been the pelvis stuff that I talked about in my last video. That right there, one of my biggest symptoms is like, I don't even know, okay, I think it's acid reflux, because it always feels like a little bit is coming up. It's not heartburn yet. I had heartburn with Ezra, and it's not heartburn. It's just like burping constantly and feeling like whenever I eat, it just like sits right here and then like kind of comes back up and burps. And that's like super annoying for me. It just feels gross because I'm always like, ugh. I don't know. Another symptom would be just starting to really feel like the stretching and the growth in my stomach. Like at nighttime, I'm noticing I can't just like flip to the other side really quick. Like I have to like kind of groan and grunt, and it's just funny because I still don't feel like my belly is all that big compared to Ezra, but it is just interesting to me like to feel like I can't just like roll places and like get up as fast as I used to. And one of the things, even this morning, I woke up and I wanted to adjust my body to move to a different position, but then I had such bad round ligament pain. It was like a Charlie horse in my stomach. I couldn't move. I was half asleep, but I was like, I cannot move right now. Like if I move, it like gets worse. And so I feel like maybe I need to drink a lot more water and maybe up my potassium or something and see if that helps. But my round ligament pain has been pretty bad. And then today I went to Menards to get stuff for the big project that I'll be saying very soon. And I lifted a bag of something very heavy, and that was a terrible mistake, and I should have asked for help. And I know that it's actually not even safe to be doing that when you're pregnant, and so I don't know why I did it, but I'm just like really crampy and sore right now, and I can tell I just need to rest for a little bit. So it's just funny because you hit that point where you really can't be doing the things that you did before, and I think sometimes you need almost like a rough reminder of the fact that you can't do everything, because for me, I easily forget that, and I easily jump into too much and I do more than I can handle, and then I pay for it later. So I think I'm just realizing that, okay, I think I'm officially at that point where I need to start being more careful and I need to take it slow. I feel very klutzy and like clumsy lately, and I'm sure it's just my balance being off. I do see a chiropractor, and this week she told me I was walking very interesting, like my hips were like clicking and doing weird things. So she adjusted my hips and they feel a ton better, and I do feel like seeing a chiropractor really helps with positioning and just like where things sit. That's something I can highly suggest, like for any person. If you have chiropractic care during your pregnancies, I think it just sets us up for better recoveries and better births, and for the babies to be in better position. I firmly believe that it's important, and it's part of taking care of yourself when you're pregnant, is just allowing yourself to have those things that would be considered self-care, but at the same time it's like it keeps you really healthy. So my cravings for sweets are still really high, but I've noticed like if I have a specific craving or if I'm really hungry, I still have that symptom where I sit down to eat it, and then like about 10 bites in, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so full. Oh, I'm so tired today. I feel like whenever I'm eating food, I can only eat so much, and then I just have this point where I like have to stop, and if I don't stop, I might throw up. Like it's very strange, and I've had that all 3 times. Like my pregnancy stomach is super small, and I just can't eat a lot of food, which is why when it says like your appetite should be like super high right now, I just don't feel that, and I don't feel like that's very applicable for me. I mean, I'm extremely hungry all the time, but I cannot eat that much food. So I don't know, maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Who knows? I mean, I showered today, so my hair is extremely thick in general because I showered, but I mean, you can probably see, I just feel like it's getting so thick again, and I like, especially like under here, it's like so much hair. I showered hours ago and it's still like wet. I can still feel like the moisture in it, and it's just, I don't know, it's like 10 times more hair than I usually have. So I don't know what that is about pregnancy, but you just get a lot of hair and then it all falls out, at least for me. Like about 3 months postpartum, like any extra hair that you got is just falls out. So I do feel like I'm losing a little bit less hair now, which is kind of cool, but I just know I'm preparing. It's all gonna fall out, and I'm gonna have a wonderful bald spot right through here, which I plan to also document postpartum journey. I did not lose as much hair with Ezra than I did with Zeke, so I wonder if there's like some hormonal difference. I have no idea. So thanks for sticking around for this week's update. I'm gonna do a bump shot, and then big surprise. Once again, it's probably not that big, but to us it feels so exciting. So stick around. Still not in maternity leggings. That's another thing I really need help with right now. Please, 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 if you know of any good maternity leggings, comment below. I don't want them to be super expensive. I just want affordable, thick, like not thick because we're in spring, but like non-see-through leggings that are for maternity, because I only have 1 pair and they're capris. I just don't like them that much. So comment below, give me all the tips, because it's a time that this girl gets some maternity clothes. Because I live in big t-shirts and my old leggings. So here's the belly this week. I feel like my leggings like cut it in half. I do feel like my belly has kind of popped up this week. It's like more up here. My organs have moved and shifted. I can feel everything right in here now. But baby is still really low. Like anytime I feel him move, it's like way down here. So I just find that super interesting. Up close it looks really big, but from afar, still not really all that big, right? I don't know, it's pretty big. I feel like I can still get away in public. Not that I'm like hiding it, but I really feel like if I'm wearing this in public, like no one's gonna know. But then it's if you pull it tight. So that's the shot this week. That's where I'm at. I still feel like it's not a whole bunch different than the last 2 weeks, but I do feel like it's come up a lot, which is when you start to deal with like shortness of breath and just kind of feeling like this baby's big, which I think that's where I'm starting to have like the issues at nighttime with rolling and moving positions. So, and just round ligament pain because I'm growing. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna go grab Zach for our little fun house announcement.
What's up?
I'm summoning you.
You're summoning me?
Yeah.
Okay.
We get to make the announcement.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So.
It's rainy, otherwise we would have
It's really
started
rainy.
already.
Yeah. It's raining. We had a plan to start this today. Can you hold it? Yeah, that'd be great. But we are painting our house. Kind of. I wouldn't say, every time I say painting, I'm like, wait, it's called lime wash.
Disclaimer though. So you already got started on the door here.
Yes, okay, well don't look at the window, because that's not my style. But that's like a future project. So I just was doing like paint samples. So it's not done yet. And this isn't the color we're going with our whole house. This looks so bad. This one, I don't like this one. We're gonna do a whole video of like what we're doing and what the plan is, and we're gonna be filming it super fun and intensely, and we hope to be really helpful for those people that want to do something like this to their house. So I always say, like, if I can do it, 21 weeks pregnant, anybody can do it. And we've always, there's a bus coming. So I know that a lot of you guys follow us for pregnancy stuff, but the big point of our channel is to maximize your home life, and there's lots of ways that we can do that. And so we love to talk about like home projects and home renovations, and that's like a huge passion of ours. So we hope that in posting some of this kind of content that it can help people realize like you can be 21 weeks pregnant and still paint your house, and obviously not on a ladder. I won't do it. That's his job.
Your husband for that part.
Yeah, that's his job. But sometimes nesting can also create fun content with house projects. So, like I've said in the previous videos, we moved here last May, and I've despised the outside of our house since we lived here. It's not bad, it's just not my taste. And so we are neutralizing the palette, and I will insert some inspiration pictures right here. But we just would love to modernize our house and make it feel neutral, bright, clean, large, open, just make it feel less constricted by old, overgrown like bushes and shrubs and just like distracting color palettes. So that's kind of the goal. I'm being attacked by our cats, who brought us a crawdad today. It was not a lobster, those are saltwater.
Oh.
It's a crawdad. But I didn't know those existed here. I guess they do in Indiana lakes, but anyway. So the big plan is to lime wash the brick with a DIY lime wash. If it works, we're gonna try it and follow that video. It'll probably be one of our next videos that we talk about the process of how we're gonna do this. But we're gonna lime wash the brick, paint the house, paint the trim black. We're gonna do lots of really fun modern things, and I'm really, really excited. So yeah, Anything to add? Oh, and we're gonna wrap all these too with new cedar warm wood posts.
So I know a lot of you follow for like the pregnancy stuff, and that's awesome because a lot of our channel is just kind of about our lives and what's going on, but really we want to use our platform and our channel as a way to just really help people utilize the resources that they have, and to be able to use whatever they have and wherever they're at in life, and just be able to maximize what's going on in the home, whether that's your stay-at-home mom where you work a lot, whether you got a husband that you can tell to go up the ladder, or you got to ask other friends or family members, or whatever your situation. Our channel is hopefully just to inspire you, because obviously we're not the experts, but we've done a lot of the research, and so hopefully what we do can help you out. So stay tuned for some of that content coming up.
So that's the fun news. We have a lot of videos coming having to do with that, and yeah, stay tuned. We are super excited because we've been dying to do something with the outside of this house since we moved here. So turn on the bell notification and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.